So recently it's been revealed to us that Dragon Ball Super is indeed coming to an end at the end of March this year. At the conclusion of the Universal Survival Arc, or Tournament of Power, whichever you've been referring to it as. With evidence so far consisting of animator comments pointing at the idea that the show is actually coming to an end, we have to wonder why it's ending when the series has been so successful recently. And to do this, we have to look at what needs to be done. So let's look at the end of Z. We're all aware of the events that happen, so to break them down seems a bit redundant, but the tournament happens where Goku is going to fight Oob. For Super to reach the point at the end of Z, Gohan is a bookworm, Goten, Trunks, Pan and Buller have all aged significantly, Goku fights Oob in what previously appeared to be his base form and the group haven't seen each other in years. We need somehow Gohan to go back to his studies a significant enough amount to surprise Trunks, and that's kind of the role he's playing in the end of Z. So Goku needs also to have not had contact with anybody for a long time, and there is realistically not supposed to be a big threat that affects Earth for a large amount of time before the tournament. Goku also needs to become so powerful in his base form, or a form that resembles his base form, so he could match the power of Kid Buu. Now let's talk about why Super should end here. Of course, none of us want Super to end, we're enjoying it all so much, but how far can the series go? We're at an arc now where the fighters are literally taking on most of the universes and making it evident that Universe 7 is almost unbeatable. But in Super's run so far, Goku has basically already had 4 new transformations in Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Kaioken, or Blue, whichever one you call it, and Ultra Instinct. If Super continues to run, we saw how quickly we got tired of Super Saiyan Blue in about 100 episodes, so how long before Goku gets another form? Well, Ultra Instinct really sets Goku up for his fight with Oob. With Goku attaining Ultra Instinct, he can now master it and appear as his base form does, which makes his fight with Oob so much more meaningful. Vegeta doesn't actually fight on screen at the end of Z, so whatever form he utilizes, as long as the appearance doesn't change his base form, we can accept whatever we're given. Generally speaking, having too much happen in this gap of time between Buu and the end of Z would make it harder not to leave plot holes in the end of Z. For instance, we've already had the separation of Kaioshin and Kibito, because they're not visible at the end of Z. Yes, this does go on to ruin GT's consistency, but not the end of Z. But then again, GT's consistency is already ruined because of Super Saiyan Blue. Another example is depending on what happens with Frieza. If he gets wished back and decides not to be as malevolent as he was previously, and Toriyama follows another of his villain to hero transitions, we'd be forced to wonder why he's not around at the end. This applies to both Beerus and Whis as well. The closer all these guys become, in terms of friendship, the harder it will be to explain their absence at the end of the Tournament of Z. So what does this mean for all the new characters that the Tournament of Power has introduced? Well, let's look at it from an outward perspective. How many of us would jump at the chance to have Dragon Ball movies, specials, and even series devoted to side characters? A lot of us. We've seen a couple of these things happen over time, such as the Trunks special, the 2 Bardock specials, and not to mention this potential one coming later, but I'll talk about that in a minute. But how do we escape the format of the Z-Warriors always overcoming the bad guys? Well, in the case that Toriyama somehow managed to spring a load of new characters into the series we know very little about, but made them likable enough and gave them enough meaningful interaction with the main cast, they would be viable for their own spin-offs, especially given their situations in their own universes not having a knock-on effect with the current Universe 7 timeline. Let's just consider this for the time being. In this arc, we've become bigger fans of Hit, we've established more of a meaningful relationship with Vegeta and Cabba, Frieza could get wished back post-Tournament of Power and go off somewhere else, perhaps even tear down his father's remaining empire, have his own son, maybe Kuriza begins to make more sense. We've become attached to Universe 6 Saiyans in general with Cabba, Caulifla Kale and Kefla, and the Unseen King, with the exception of the manga where we've briefly seen his face. Of course, we now have the Pride Troopers from Universe 11, the Love Warriors from Universe 2, and the Danger Trio from Universe 9, and all the new lore that's been introduced with the gods and operations of the Omniverse. There's so much to explore here. There are just so many possibilities for these to have a successful spin-off and OVAs introducing more characters along the way. In the meantime, go and check out Reel to Reel Productions videos he did a while back called Real Pitching, where he used to talk about Dragon Ball YouTubers and their own OVA ideas and special ideas in detail. It was a fantastic series which I appeared on, talking about the possibility of a Universe 6 Saiyan special where Vegeta went to go and visit them. I'll be doing some more videos on ideas I have for OVAs and showing how to continue the series without including the main cast very soon. Finally, how can we see this is actually the case? Well, the year before last, we'd heard that Toei Animation had actually started funding what we were referring to as the fans have called the Dragon Ball Room, in which plenty of opportunities would start up for more Dragon Ball content. With Super ending, this is possibly where the ideas have gone to. Also, with Toyotaro's manga, this could still be building on where the story could go afterwards, whether they decide to continue another Dragon Ball story that's set post-Z and completely runs over GT, which is possible. Toriyama may even pass the rights over completely to Toyotaro at this point, to do as he pleases with the story. The other clue that this is what they may be planning to do in 2018 is the Dragon Ball movie we've got coming out at the end of the year about Yamoshi, the original Super Saiyan God. This will likely be the first big gamble they do, where they'll be introducing a whole new character and seeing how well it performs without Goku, seeing as it's been so clear for such a long time that Goku is Dragon Ball. Overall, I'm comfortable with all the games coming out and the success of the films, Super, Xenoverse 1 and 2, Fighters, Dokkan Battle, Heroes and the manga, that Toei would not suddenly want to end the success here. So as far as our beloved Dragon Ball is concerned, I don't think it's the end. I think it's far from over. Toei have allegedly stated they have no intention to stop Dragon Ball, though have no plans for it set in stone for its continuation past Super. I wouldn't get too down about it yet, and if it does go anywhere by some strange possibility, the Dragon Ball YouTubing side isn't going to diminish. Okay, a lot of people will drop off, but it's not going anywhere. There's a lot of us that will work together to create Dragon Ball stuff, to fill in the gaps, and try and help you guys enjoy it just as much as you will when it was on. So, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. I'm King Kanji. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Bye!